starting off with Rick's Vault. The first station, they're going to do 1 to 2 feet jumps in the hula hoop up onto the 8-inch mat with their hurdle arms. So they'll start totally not touching any of the equipment. They're going to use their hurdle arms and their 1 to 2 feet jump to jump into the hula hoop, and then jump up onto the 8-inch mat. So they do 1 jump into the hula hoop and then 1 jump up onto the 8-inch mat. Next, they're going to do shrugs laying on the belly with the exercise ball. So the ball will be against the wall. It may roll a little bit. Please try and keep it in that general area. You shouldn't need to use anything to stabilize it as long as you have your stern voice on and letting them know that they're not supposed to be rolling it back and forth and that it's only supposed to be used for what it's supposed to be used for. So lay on their belly, put their hands against the ball with their arms straight, and then shrug their shoulders to their ears. It will squish the ball into the wall, teaching them body tension. The next thing, springboard punches, holding pit block above head on the elbows. So they hold the pit block on top of their head with their elbows. That way they can't hold it up above their head with their arms bent. Next one, kicking to handstand, let the hand slip off the ground while falling to wedge. There will be a wedge flat on the floor. They kick up to a handstand. They may need your spot with being beginners, going all the way up. And then if they are tight when they fall over, their hands should just slip right off the ground and they will land on their backs. Then they're going to do runs over pool noodles. Every pool noodle is a step, so don't do both feet over both pool noodles, making sure they're lengthening their steps. Next, there'll be weighted lifts up to the ears and back down to the thighs with a 3-pound leaning on the wall. Leaning on the wall meaning shoulder blades touching the wall, feet out in front of them, not in an arch, but not butt against the wall either. And then start the weight on their thighs and then lift it up to their ears and back down. Then they're going to do pausing high knees on the springboard. So they'll go 1, 2, 3. They'll hold on the third one with their knee in the air. 1, 2, 3. Hold their knee in the air. That way they're alternating each knee that gets held up in the air, but also working on being fast and doing their knees high. And then they're going to push up hop onto a purple panel mat. Then for intermediate, it doesn't change very much. 1 to 2 feet jumps. Instead of jumping up onto the 8-incher, they'll jump into the hula hoop like before, but then fall to their belly. The exercise ball is the same. On the first springboard, they're going to do shrugs instead of falling. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, instead of doing punches on the springboard, they're going to do handstand shrugs. So you're going to need to hold them up in a handstand, and they will bounce up and down. Okay, you're going to have to push them into the springboard. If you cannot get them to bounce up and down on the springboard, please do not continuously try to. Chances are they're not tight enough and they don't know how. So just trying to get them to understand that when you push down on them, they shouldn't be able to move is the most important part. Instead of hands slipping off the ground to a wedge that's already flat on the floor, in intermediate, they're going to kick to handstand, knocking over the wedge while they fall to their back. Runs over the pool noodles are the same. Weighted lifts to their ears are still the same. Pausing high knees are the same, and push-up hops are the same, except they're in a row this time. For advanced, kick to handstand, hop on the springboard, falling to back on the 8-incher. So that station changes completely. Instead of a hula hoop, you'll need another springboard. Foot goes on the end of the springboard, hands go on the other end of the springboard, and they push up hop to the they handstand hop, to the 8-incher, and then they fall over to their back. So if they don't kick high enough while they're hopping, they're not going to make it to their back. Shrug hold, laying on their belly with the exercise ball for 10-minute increments. So instead of doing shrugs, they're going to hold their shoulders to their ears for 10 seconds, and then they can come out. Push-up blocks on the mini tramp, arms going to ears and then back down. So instead of doing a wedge or a springboard station, they're going to do kind of both mixed together. So they're in a push-up with their hands on the mini tramp, and as they jump, they throw their hands to their ears and bounce on the mini tramp. So that way they work on arm speed. Runs over pool noodles, weighted arm swings to ears with 2, 5, or 8-pound weights. So it's basically the same thing that the other kids did, it's just away from the wall. So take a step away from the wall, arms start down by the legs, they swing up to the ears with their arms straight. Sets of high knees on the springboard instead of pausing ones, and then run handstand flat back over the table to the resi.